So Eleri Sion with you on BBC Radio Wales, and I know I need to introduce this gentleman because I've written a nice link, okay? Only for that reason. Today we are in the presence of rock royalty. He is one of the founding members of one of the greatest British rock bands. Queen had 25 top 10 hits, 6 of those reached #1, and now there's a brand new book being released with a difference. It's called Queen in 3D. It charts the history, and I'm delighted to say that, well, it is the baby. Would you call that the book you have, your little baby?
It's the new baby, yeah, it is indeed, yeah. It's something I've worked on for a very long time. You could say I've worked on it for 40 years, I suppose, but actually, physically, I've been putting the book together for about 3 years.
Well, it's absolutely stunning. It is the baby, of course, of the great Brian May. Welcome to BBC Radio Wales, and welcome to Hey as well.
Thank you, it's great.
Everyone is here to see you.
I love it.
You love it?
Love it.
But I suppose... Oh. But I suppose you have performed in front of a few more than this over the years, haven't you?
I've done a lot of stuff. As
biggest crowd ever?
Yeah.
Biggest crowd?
The biggest crowd was about 250,000 in Sao Paulo.
Gosh.
Yeah. But we've done some big ones, yeah. You know, big or small, it's always the same, you know.
Yeah.
In a sense, you know, you're just doing your thing, and it comes down to how you feel and how you connect. But yeah, this is a very good gig here. I mean, I like this particular gig. I didn't even say Yakida.
Oh, you see?
I probably said it wrong anyway. I'm probably embarrassing myself.
No, Yakid is all right, but Yechid would be better. Yechid da. Yes. Listen,
I'll work on it.
It's fine. You've got another, 10 minutes or so, okay? But I feel that two worlds are colliding today, because I thought I'd be okay coming here to the Hay Festival because I've got a Welsh degree. But then you trump me because you are Dr. Brian May, CBE, with a doctorate in astrophysics. Yes. Now then, do you mind if we don't discuss the branch of astronomy concerned with the physical nature of stars and other celestial bodies today?
I'm fine with that.
Good. Yeah. Let's talk about the book then.
Zodiacal dust is completely off bounds. It's fine.
Good. So Queen in 3D, you have been working on this, you say, for 3 years, and pictures from the very beginning?
From the very beginning. In fact, from before the beginning, there's pictures of me as a child discovering what 3D is. Because I used to get... I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember this, but in Weetabix packets, you used to get toys. I mean, every cereal packet had a toy in it, and Weetabix had these little cards in which had 2 pictures on them, which looked the same, and I thought, what's this? And they said, send away 1 and 6pence and a packet top from Weetabix, and we'll send you a viewer, which was something not dissimilar from this, but a bit smaller. And you put the card in the viewer, and wow, suddenly you're not looking at 2 little flat pictures, you're looking through a window at something which looks incredibly real. And I had a hippopotamus card. I'll never forget. It's in the book here. And you can share that experience with me if you like. But I looked into that card and I saw the hippopotamus, and I was like looking down its mouth. I could almost smell its breath. And I just thought, why don't people do this the whole time? Why doesn't everybody take 3D pictures constantly? Why is everybody satisfied with a flat picture of a world which is actually 3D all the time?
Well, I thought 3D was something pretty recent. But how long back can you date 3D?
I can tell you exactly. It was discovered in the 1830s by a man called Charles Wheatstone. And Charles Wheatstone figured out something that even Leonardo da Vinci didn't, which is that our brain is constantly putting these 2 pictures together to make one in-depth picture in our brains. It's like a model of the universe which exists between our ears. And you need the 2 pictures to do that. And what the trick is, which he discovered, Charles Wheatstone, is that you have to present one picture to the left eye only and the other picture to the right eye only. And then your brain does this same trick the whole time, and it puts it together and you see in 3D. I mean, if you put one hand over one eye at the moment and don't move your head, see how flat everything looks?
Yeah.
And you can't tell how far away things are. It's quite interesting trying to stir your tea. You know, and but if you take your hand away, suddenly the world springs into life. This is the way we view the world constantly. We see it in 3D. So why wouldn't you represent things, you know, your memories in 3D? So that's what I've done here. And this is a 3D camera. I don't know if you can see, folks, but that's a 1950s 3D camera.
Right.
It has its 2 lenses here, which take pictures for our 2 eyes.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's as simple as that. 1 picture for each eye, and off you go.
And you've created this.
I designed this. It's made in Sunbury on Sunbury-upon-Thames, so I'm tripping up. Not in Wales, I'm afraid. But
it's all right.
But we're getting some made in China. But I designed
this
it
is your
because
design.
it's my design. It's based on a Victorian stereoscope. It's essentially a Victorian stereoscope, but of course you can't buy Victorian stereoscopes these days. So I had to make something which was reproducible and light and high quality, and also it collapses into 1.5 millimetres to go in a book.
Oh, it's perfect, isn't it? You are a clever boy.
Thank you.
Have you patented
I love you
this?
too. It is patented, yeah. I have a patent number now, which is great.
Oh,
yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
So you're an inventor as well?
I am. And as from this year, I'm a publisher, because this is the first time I've actually published my own book. So we are the London Stereoscopic Company now.
Goodness me.
Our motto, the same as the 1850s London Stereoscopic Company, is a stereoscope in every home, okay?
I don't know if that will happen yet here in Hay, but it could happen. Listen, do you mind if we take a break for some music?
Please.
But we are going to play a Queen track, if that's okay with you. We want a bit of rock, don't we, here? Yes, indeed. So feel free to stand up and dance, everybody. We have chosen, if you don't mind, I think one of the greatest rock songs ever. Which you happen to write, Brian May.
Really?
Yes, this is We Will Rock You. Yes, wonderful.
Nice job, folks. Nice job.
Oh, We Will Rock You, of course. Brian May, the man who put that together.
Didn't even rehearse it. Look
No.
how good they were.
You were
Brilliant.
a bit off time at some places, but
Needed
very,
more
very
volume,
good.
I think. Needed more volume.
Yes, yes. We should have practiced that a little bit better. But on the front of this wonderful book, you've got a picture, of course, of the late, great Freddie Mercury.
Freddie, yeah.
And that's a 2D photograph, is it?
No, it's a 3D
oh, it
picture.
is a 3D.
So for this one, you don't need your viewer. It's a lenticular 3D, which is, again, an old process which is developed in the 1950s. But if you get yourself in the right place, you can see that's 3D as well.
Oh, yes, right, I
don't
can
know
now.
if you can just see it.
Yeah.
You need to be a little closer. But that's kind of an introduction to give you an idea of what's in the book. And that's what you see on the newsstands or the shelves. So it's important for people to get the idea what it is.
And he would have loved this, wouldn't he?
I think Freddie would love it. Well, he did love it. I mean, Freddie, obviously, there's a picture of Freddie taking a picture of me in the book, and you can tell that he's aware of what I'm doing, and I'm aware of what he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, Freddie loved his pictures. He would take... It was Polaroid that he loved. You know, the very first Polaroid cameras, when for the very first time you could take a picture and see it immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a big deal in those days. I mean, nowadays we all have phone cameras, so you just take a picture and you see it. But in those days it was a very big thing, because before that you'd had to send off your pictures and wait for a week and see if something had gone wrong with your camera, or if they lost the pictures or whatever, you know, and it was a bit tense. So Freddie would take the picture of all his mates, and then he would instantly give them all away, because Freddie was like that. He would just give everything away. Here you are, darling. Here it is, you know.
It's funny because I've heard you speak about Freddie Mercury over the years, but I was just having a bit of a play on the internet the other day, and I saw him speak about you. And it was really interesting hearing how, you know, we knew what a character, what a flamboyant character he was. And he spoke very, very lovingly about you. But I did sense as well that there could have been some sparks when you would get together to work creatively. Was that the case?
Yeah, I mean, we were a family, really. You imagine, you know, we were together as a band longer than any of our marriages. So... way longer. But, you know, and so we're very close. But yes, there's a whole lot of argument. I mean, especially in the studio, because in the studio I've said this many times, it's like having 4 different artists with 4 different paintbrushes with different colours on the end of them, trying to paint the same picture. So you can imagine it's very difficult. Yeah. Everybody feels like frustrated if they don't get their own piece of the picture represented properly.
Did he enjoy singing the songs that you wrote?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very good question. He did, yeah. He loved a challenge, Freddie. But at times, you know, I don't know how much... I'm not allowed to actually quote him here because his common decency prevents me from saying the exact words. But he would say, Brian, you give me these songs to think and they hurt my beautiful voice. you know, you make me sing right up there, you know. But he would love it, you know. And he'd down another vodka and he'd say, I'm going for it. You know.
But
you don't even have to bleep me. I'm doing all right now.
Well, not many people can sing Queen songs, but unfortunately, you had to carry on, and you did carry on. And of course, Adam Lambert and Paul Rogers, and pictures of both of them are in this book as well.
Yeah, we didn't carry on smoothly, it has to be said. You know, we actually finished. I think Roger and I both thought, no, that's it. After Freddie went, we didn't want to carry on.
Yeah.
You know, it was this kind of grieving process and denial, if you like. But then along came Paul Rogers, who I saw the other night at the Albert Hall, was magnificent. Really was, doing free stuff. And then that finished, and again Roger and I thought, no, it's done now, let's just go and do what we do. And then along comes Madame Lambert. And the guy's amazing, you know, and suddenly, you know, he doesn't have to copy Freddie because he just is himself, and he's a natural with an audience. He's got a stupendous voice, and he's funny, he's nice he connects with an audience, he's camp, he just ticks all the boxes, as you would say. And so we're going out as of next week. We're rehearsing again, and we will do about 6 weeks in the States. And then we take a short break and do about 5 weeks around Europe, and then in December we come back to Britain and we'll do about 3 weeks here going around. So we'll see you here.
Oh, wonderful. That's great news. That's a brilliant news. Because we heard, of course, Rolling Stones, they're going on tour, and no dates in Britain, which was a little bit...
No dates in Britain? Disgusting.
No, but...
I mean,
But
really.
Queen are going to be here.
That's what happens when you give someone a knighthood. They don't think they need to bother anymore.
Well, you are a rock legend. You are a king, although you are, of course, with Queen. It's been lovely having you on the show. Thank you so much,
It's great
Brian.
being here. I'm looking forward to tonight and speaking here.
What
This
time?
Is great. 5-ish, I think.
5-ish.
Yeah.
So, of course, straight from here.
Come down.
Get something to drink, have a curry, and then go
a
and
curry.
listen. And go and watch Brian May.
Bless you.
Brian, thank you so much.
You're delightful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, that's lovely.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you very much. We will allow Brian to leave the BBC tent to the fantastic other rock song, Somebody to Love.
Ooh. Shall I go now?
What a classic track. Somebody to Love from Queen, of course, here on BBC Radio Wales.